Hello and welcome to a 2v2 cast on Calderas Refinery. Starting off, we have God's Hand playing as the Lord Commissar, and we have Jorg also playing as the Lord Commissar for the team Lord Commissar. On the red side, we have Derwisch playing as the Force Commander, and we also have Rostam 313 going to be playing as the Brother Captain for Ordo Malleus. And already starting off a bit of chat here between both players, asking if everyone is actually here. Meanwhile, God's Hand going to be going for a triple guardsman build here, very annoying to play against as the Lord Commissar. The execution buffs can make a triple guardsman blob very annoying, and come tier 2, the stubbornness bonus or the stubbornness accessory here for the Lord Commissar can be really frustrating to actually play against with triple guardsman, since the stubbornness bonus is at its strongest with 30 loyal units surrounding your guardsman. It wouldn't surprise me if both players or both commissars decide to actually opt for that stubbornness bonus together, and if they keep their armies together as well, both having that maximum stubbornness bonus, which is an extra 75% damage and also healing 10.5% of your HP every few seconds, I believe. But double IST, triple IST actually in fact here for Rostam 313. Normally you do see a strike squad from most players, but Rostam going to go for that triple IST at the beginning of the game. Could see grenade launchers later on, since grenade launch extremely effective against guardsmen and well, blobs in general here. But the triple IST going to be a bit outmatched here against the Sentinel in particular. IST trying to do what they can against guardsmen, but not using any cover whatsoever here, trying to use a little bit of yellow cover here. It's not going to be enough. The Commissar going to be trying up that third IST squad here, that last pistol doing 18 DPS, going to be very effective at picking off the models here, and the IST squad getting extremely low here, down to just 36 HP, 26 HP in fact. But at the same time, that Brother Captain being extremely annoying here inside that guardsman blob, landing the special there and knocking all the guardsmen aside, using that sword as if it were a baseball bat. But the Brother Captain not going to have as much effect as the Lord Commissar. Lord Commissar doing a bit more, well, being a bit more mobile than the Brother Captain himself. Stomp going to go down, actually going to land as well onto that Brother Captain. At the same time, God's Hand flanking Derwisch here. Derwisch in the back lines here, trying to flank a multi-last turret scout. Even going for a decap here against the power as well. And Derwisch going to be engaging these guardsmen here. These guardsmen are executed as well at the same time, so they're going to be doing an incredible amounts of damage here. Flamer Tactical Marines have burnt down that multi-last turret. Guardsman trying to finish off that Force Commander, and will finish off that Force Commander as well, down to 4 HP, and he will go down. These Flamer Tactical Marines trying to burn down the generator farm while this is going down, and Derwisch asking for a res here in a slightly okay position to res here. It's kind of in between both players' bases, fairly like halfway across the map here. And if Derwisch is able to actually keep control of his half of the side of the map as such, then it should be an easy res here for the Brother Captain. Brother Captain just a little bit of a slow commander here, who will take some time, and already the Flamer upgrade as well for Jorg here. Going to be trying to burn down the generator farm here of Rostam 313. These IST going to go for the triple grenade launchers, as I said earlier. The AoE damage from the grenade launcher is going to be very effective against these double guardsmen here, but not very effective against the Sentinel in particular. The Sentinel is actually going to be very difficult to take down here with just grenade launchers, since it's very mobile and can actually dodge grenades. But if the grenades actually do hit the Sentinel, it's going to be extremely effective. This Commissar though getting a little bit low. The Refractor Shield not turned on here for him, and should go down here. The power melee there on that Brother Captain is very effective against commanders and very effective against retreating units, as is any melee really. The generators getting placed down here. Going to be 6 generators now here for red team. Meanwhile, blue team here still lacking a generator farm here, since it was decapped earlier there by Derwisch, and the Force Commander has also been repurchased as well. Was not rezzed by that Brother Captain, since he was a little bit slow to actually get to that other side. Meanwhile, God's Hand going to be going for some catechins here. Demo Man has not been purchased yet. Could see Demo Man get purchased later on. These scouts though getting a sergeant here. Demo Man might not be the best idea now, given that there's going to be detection here for Derwisch, and he will be able to see any IEDs placed on the map here. Meanwhile, IST 1 squad has been upgraded with an Acolyte leader. The Acolyte is armed with an Eviscerator, a 2-handed melee weapon doing 34 melee DPS. Also boosts the squad damage output by 25%. Also gives a healing radius to all friendly units in an area by 0.25 health regen per second, which is not too much, but is still nice nonetheless, given that it affects all units in the area. But at the same time, these IST are going to be poking down the cast. Should keep moving the camera there to the left to right, because it's not really zoomed out enough here. But the Brother Captain getting very low, does have the unending purge though, and that accessory that does give him 5 health regen when below half health, and also gives him +1 movement speed again when below half health. Very effective, gives a lot of stats, but again when below half health. Spotters are an excellent choice here as well for Jorg Apo against an IST blob as well. Meanwhile, these IST do need to dodge the shell that's coming in right now. Going to knock back the second squad here. IST might even consider trying to force melee onto the guardsmen, given that they actually have the Acolyte leader here as well. Now Acolyte is going to be extremely effective in melee, and these guardsmen getting forced off here. The Flame of Tactical Marines already level 2, Force Commander level 1, Scouts still level 1, so these Flame of Tactical Marines have done a lot of work here, burning down some guardsmen. And Generator Farm here for blue team, going to be in a little bit of trouble at the same time. Blue team pushing against the Generator Farm here. Jorg going to just tear down that Generator Farm with the Flame at guardsmen here. Meanwhile, Rostam still struggling here with just his triple IST. A lot of times you do see a strike squad get purchased, and the strike squad just has a lot more effectiveness, and you don't even need to invest power in it in tier 1 for it to have such effectiveness as well, which allows you to tech up fairly quickly as well. Whereas if you're going to go triple IST, you kind of need all the upgrades for them to make them a bit more effective, and that does delay attack. And Vengeance round Devastator is going to be destroying that Lord Commissar there, with not interrupts in time, only getting interrupts now. The Shotgun Scouts as well, taking quite a bit of damage, going to get forced off just down to this Sergeant, but the Devastator is going to reset up here, going to suppress these guardsmen. That's 4 guardsmen now actually at this point. God's Hand going to go for that mass guardsman come tier 2. The quadruple plasmas could be fairly scary, even for a light vehicle such as a Razorback as well. And God's Hand saying you can't do anything, he can easily push out of his base. He's got Catchins, it's only a single Devastator squad set up here, but all the generators have been burned down now. Blue team going to be completely devoid of generators here, which means Jorg Apo, to return the favour, needs to burn down this final generator farm here. Derwisch going to be the first player as well to tier 2, 370 VPs to 472 as well. Meanwhile, at the same time, Derwisch says that he's going to come to the side here of Rostam. But at the same time, Derwisch is also pushing against the power here and should maybe just try and capture it for himself rather than going out to help, since going out to help means that he has to walk across the entire map. Meanwhile, the Commissar here with the Aura of Discipline as well for Jorg. I'm surprised he went for the Aura of Discipline, especially given that he has no Catchins or any kind of smaller squad for him to actually heal himself. I think he should have waited maybe and gotten the stubbornness bonus come tier 2 here, but going to be engaging his IST, landing a special there. Brother Caps are going to try and engage himself. He's actually running past the guardsman here. Looks like he was not set to attack move, looks like he was set to just move instead of attacking a particular squad. But the guardsmen with the flames, they're going to finish off the rest of this generator farm here. Red team, some scouts going to come in here, going to throw a grenade down, but the grenade is going to miss here. Sentinel did detect those scouts, so the Sentinel can detect in a radius of 15 here, but the Commissar going to be engaging here. These scouts, their scouts getting very low, just down to 2 models. Commissar going to be interrupting these Devastators just as they set up here, but Tactical Marines forcing melee into the guardsmen here, and it looks like there's going to be a force off here for Jorg. Needs to also back that Sentinel out of the area as well. The Commissar also needs to back out the area as well. That Power Sword needs to be very effective against these Tactical Marines, but not very effective if that Commissar dies, since he is extremely low right now. Generators getting replaced there for Red team. Meanwhile, Blue team still have not touched their generator farm. They still only have the power node placed down. This Commissar though is getting in a little bit aggressive here. Jorg, this Commissar needs to retreat away, but it's going to go down. It is a level 4 Commissar and was upgraded as well. And that was actually quite a big loss there for both players, since they can't be res. Jorg should repurchase his commander and actually just send it straight over to God's Hand and res him, since it's free XP for him, and it also saves the team 250 requisition from having to rebuy a commander, and it's an easy spot to get res as well. The generators are now getting placed down here for blue team now on 4 generators. Meanwhile, red team still only on 3 generators are getting a second power node so they can actually build some more. And now most players are tier 2. Jorg Apo going to be the final person to actually tech up to tier 2. Be interesting to see what Rostam goes. Maybe he's going to go for a Rhino, given that he's got these masses of IST here. A Rhino would be quite good to actually support these IST on the field, allowing them to reinforce, and the IST can always return the favour as well by repairing up as well. Force Commander with Battle Cry activated, Shotgun Blast not doing anything because of that Battle Cry being activated. Does give immunity to knock that Force Commander though is destroying everything. These catchers are so low right now. Catcher is going to be brought down to the final model here. I believe the Sergeant was even purchased on that squad, but actually went down as well. The Grenade Launch IST going to try and tear down this generator farm as well from a distance. At the same time, Flame of Tactical Marines are going to be engaging here as well. God's Hand going to go for a Chimera here. It's going to be some excellent support for these quadruple guardsmen with Catchins here. Meanwhile, Jorg has actually brought his commander, just like I said earlier, and there's actually res the Lord Commissar there of God's Hand. Sparta's going to be knocking back those flame tactical marines here. Sentinel is in the area. One Jones has been torn down. Meanwhile, the Commissar is on the field trying to force off these IST. That Power Sword is also using the inspiration as well, so he actually does specials with each attack, similar to the Force Commander's Battle Cry as well. And level 5 now. Grenade going to get thrown there, going to land onto the Guardsman here, taking down 6 models there. Very nice grenade. At the same time, with the Chimera coming out, now these Guardsmen are going to be able to reinforce here, and that grenade doesn't seem like it's done too much damage, even though it has done a lot of damage, taking down 6 models, but those 6 models are fairly cheap to actually replace. But all of these Guardsmen here, a well-placed orbital come late game could be incredibly painful, especially combine that with a hail-free strike as well from Ordo Malleus. The IST now getting forced off. Rostam now completely off the field, and their Dreadnought is going to be coming out. It's going to be a Plasma Cannon Dreadnought. I don't particularly like the Plasma Cannon Dreadnoughts, but the Plasma Cannon Dreadnought here in this situation would be very good. I think a melee Dreadnought, or I would prefer a melee. Wow, that P-Dev shot though! Coming in here, bring that Guardsman squad down very low here. The P-Dev's only barely having the arc there to actually land, and also having the high terrain allows them to actually shoot outside of their maximum range as well. But these P-Devs need to set up in a different angle here. They're not really having the correct angle here, but a flare is going to get dropped down as well, but the flare doesn't actually affect P-Devs in particular. But they will get forced off here. Not having the correct arc cannot actually fire at that blob properly. It's going to be the Force Commander coming back in once again. For some reason has the Iron Halo. Going to be re-upgrading to the Teleporter pack though. Double missile launch tactical marine is going to be used to take down that Chimera. And a Vindicare Assassin as well, going to be coming in here for Rostam. I don't think a Vindicare is going to be the best choice here. The Vindicare can easily one-shot Guardsmen and can pick off models, but Guardsman models are very expendable, to be honest. Sentinel does need to be careful of the Vindicare as well, but again, I don't think that the Vindicare is the best choice here. I think some Purifiers could potentially do a little bit better here. The Purifier's Psychic Field ability would be incredibly effective here as an AoE ability. At the same time, even taking up to tier 3 as well. Nemesis Vortex as well, another good choice here. Need to actually move it closer to these Guardsmen though. Guardsmen need to be careful here. This medical bunker along the Chimera here is going to be incredibly annoying to actually break down here. Plasma Guardsmen as well. The missile launch tactical marines focusing down this bunker here. The Guardsmen needs to not go inside the bunker here. The Plasma Devastators are going to take down the bunker here, and that's going to be a dead squad here by the looks of it. Meanwhile, Lord Commissar games force off. These P-Dev shots are brutal right now though, taking down multiple Guardsmen. Over 10 Guardsmen died in that particular P-Dev shot there. But all reinforcing from the Chimera here. Vengeance rounds even getting used here. So much death. Meanwhile, the Sentinel has been marked as well here. P-Dev shots though are absolutely brutal right now. So many Guardsmen models are going down. I cannot wait to actually see the unit score at this point in the game with the amounts of Guardsmen that are going down in this engagement here. Melsa Stormtrooper is going to be coming in, going to be the source of AV here. I think that heavy weapons team wouldn't work out too well against the Plasma Devastators, and as well against Plasma Dreadnought. Plasma Devastators even doing a bit of friendly fire damage here to the Dreadnought there. But I'm not really a fan of Melta Stormtroopers. The heavy weapons team is incredibly strong with the last cannon, given that you can also execute it with the Lord Commissars and actually get the improved damage by 100%, and it does incredible amounts of damage to vehicles. Dreadnought is now level 2 as well, has done quite a lot of work in that single engagement here. And Jorg down to just double Guardsmen, and the Spartans did lose that Sentinel in the engagement. Meanwhile, God's Hands managed to keep everything alive here. These Melta Stormtroopers though need to reinforce. They're a little bit low right now as well. Commissar armed with that Carapace armor. Meanwhile, Jorg still with no armor for himself though, but still no stubbornness for either Lord Commissar here, which I'm really surprised about. 190 VPs to 346 here. Double tactical marines with the missile launchers now upgraded with the double sergeants as well. The Force Commander even getting the Artificer's armor to give him a bit more tankiness and give him a little bit more energy. And blue team needs to be careful about blobbing up together, as they saw from earlier. Blobbing up just caused them to take so much damage. Force Commander though going to be destroying some Guardsmen here, but able to barely reinforce the damage here. But the Force Commander is going to go down here in the end, down to 46 HP. The Force Commander is going to go down here. The missile launch tactical marines were able to take down that Chimera for the Emperor, even getting used, and some rear armor hits were a bit too much for that Chimera to actually handle. The Manticore able to take down a tactical marine model. In fact, not actually taking down a model, just splitting them apart here. But the grenade barrage going to go down. Nemesis Vortex getting dropped down here by Rostam. Level 4 brother Captain here as well, even arming himself with the Nemesis Force Halberd as well, just for that AoE splash damage here, but not moving the Nemesis Vortex, just going to detonate on the sparks instead. Meanwhile, you're going to be pushing in on his side as well. He's going to go for that last cannon as well. Needs to get a refractor shield so the lead model cannot be knocked over or unset up by the Dreadnought, by the Plasma Dreadnought, or by the Plasma Devastators out in the field here. Meanwhile, Derwisch going to be the first person to go tier 3. There is a almost full generator farm here, or almost two generator farms here. Currently missing one generator, but that's not going to matter too much. Come tier 3 though, Derwisch could consider getting some Terminators with a heavy flamer along with a librarian, so you can aggressively teleport your Terminators in, use the heavy flamer for the AoE damage, and then use the Veil of, or the Gate of Infinity to actually get your Terminators out the area. You could also consider going for a Land Raider Redeemer. In fact, Land Raider Redeemer is incredibly strong in 2v2s, so acts as a mobile base and be really annoying for the enemy team to actually push against. At the same time, the quadruple guardsmen here, 2 of them upgraded with plasma guns, the other 2 not upgraded with plasma guns. One squad is also upgraded with a commissar as well at the same time. Meanwhile, Rostam going to be coming in here as well here at Grenade Launcher IST, going to be leading the charge here. Doesn't even have a sergeant as well here. I think an Acolyte leader would have been better than the sergeant, but the sergeant is used for detection, although there's nothing to actually really detect in the field other than the Melter Stormtroopers, I guess. Maybe that's the reason why he did get the sergeant there, for detection for those Melter Storms. But IST though taking quite a bit of damage here. Vengeance rounds getting used here very early. That means that none of the units here are getting suppressed here, which might have been a little bit premature. Maybe wait for the units to get suppressed and then activate the Vengeance rounds. But that Lord Commissar though taking a lot of damage here. Nemesis Force Halberd, one more shot might do it, but the Refractor Shield is turned on here, so that Commissar is going to live. Overall, we'll be able to guess away that the brother Captain are not quick enough to actually get there in time. Wow, that one hit there doing so much damage there to the artillery spotters. Brother Cap's doing incredible amounts of damage here, even going to take down a second model if he carries on chasing. A second heavy weapons team is coming out with a last cannon as well. A Land Raider Redeemer is definitely not recommended at this point, and even the Manticore is here in the area as well, a little bit exposed as well. If some Terminators were to get called down in the area here, heavy weapons team losing 2 models there, 154 VPs to 300 Nemesis Vortex on that second heavy weapons team. Well, meanwhile, at the same time, in orbs, oh wow, that is going to be fairly painful, to be fair, especially if the P-Devs even get a shot as well. Even one Guardsman squad getting tossed into a second beam there. IST on the retreat path as well. Plasma Devastators landing a shot there onto the Catechins, getting them killed as well. Guardsmen able to, 2 Guardsman squads barely able to get away here. The Manticores and heavy weapons teams have lived here for Jorg. Brother Captain was forced off, but at the same time that Orbital was absolutely devastating here to God's hand. A Manticore is even out for him as well, but it's starting to replace his Guardsman squads that he has lost as well. And does actually have the stubbornness bonus himself as well now, but at the same time doesn't actually have a melee weapon to go with that stubbornness bonus. The second part, important part of stubbornness, on top of the insane health regen, is the fact that you do get increased weapon damage up to 75% if you have enough loyal guardsmen surrounding you. That Commissar going to go down, taking a point blank shot there from the Vindicare Assassin. Manticore Strike's going to be going down here. Going to go after that Dreadnought here along with a last cannon firing away here. Unable to actually finish that Dreadnought off, but Melter Storm's even coming in here. The Melter Bomb has not gone down here though. Dreadnought now forcing melee here as well, using that little knife that is armed with, and they show no fear. Getting used onto the Tactical Marines as well, which gives them a 50% chance to special units as well. And that grenade launcher barrage from the IST was a little bit uncalled for, because actually done that. It actually knocks back the Tactical Marines as well. I think if the Tactical Marines were left to melee down those Stormtroopers, it would have gone a little bit better. Meanwhile, Flaming Guardsman going to be coming in here, 100 VPs now to 300. Land Raider Redeemer here. Don't recommend the Land Raider Redeemer, given that there are 2 heavy weapon last cannon teams, given that there are 2 Lord Commissars here. Each Commissar could execute each heavy weapons team, and you've got the equivalent of 4 last cannons on the field, since there's an extra 100% damage increase. Vindicator now level 2, going to be popping off some Guardsman models. Needs to be a bit careful. The Force Commander going to be engaging though with the Battle Cry. These Guardsmen really need to back away. Are actually able to finish off the cap, but really needs to retreat away now though. Retreating away just in time here, as that Guardsman squad is getting a little bit low here. Force Commander going to go in for the decap at the same time. Manticore strike, so they're going to be going down again near that Dreadnought. I don't know if they're trying to snipe the Dreadnought, trying to snipe the IST support unit here. There's going to be triple Plasma Guardsmen once again here for God's Hand. Does need to be careful of another orbital bombardment like the one we witnessed earlier. Tactical Marines going to try and engage here. Some Guardsmen executed. Needs to focus down these Tactical Marines here. I'm surprised that Guardsman squad did retreat away, but the PDF shot coming in, going to hit those executed Guardsmen square on. And they shall know no fear, getting used once again here on Tactical Marines. Another PDF shot going to be coming in here, going to be absolutely brutal here. People really need to be careful of these PDF shots here. And now the Land Raider Redeemer going to be acting as a mobile base now for red team. Blue team getting a bit low here on VPs at 94 VPs for them. The Grey Knight Dreadnought is now level 3. Rostam going to be taken up to tier 3 as well. Meanwhile, both IG players are still tier 2 themselves. Ogrins now out on the field here. The Ogrins, if they're able to actually get in, will be able to do quite a lot, especially now the Force Commander is down. The Brother Captain will have to act as the anti-melee source really here. The Ogrins going to be charging that Dreadnought, having no melee resistance whatsoever here, and taking damage from the last cannon is going to be enough. The Ogrins going to be take down that level 3 Dreadnought. The Brother Captain coming in. The Ogrins will need to be careful fighting that Brother Captain, given that he actually has 83 power melee DPS and also does splash damage on hit as well. Look at the amount of damage he is doing here. Ogrins being super heavy infantry, taking bonus damage here from power melee. The Bonehead is getting focused down by the Brother Captain here. That Bonehead is most likely going to go down here. The Aura of Discipline isn't enough to actually heal up these Ogrins in time here, but that Brother Captain's an absolute monster in melee though. Ogren's going to be losing their second modelled Land Raider Redeemer now coming in here. Needs to be careful of the last cannons here. Last cannons though not having the range just yet though to actually focus down Land Raider Redeemer. The Ogrins are getting very low, down to 42 HP, is most likely going to go down. Last cannons are firing away here. Flare should get used here on this Land Raider to actually give vision here. Comsar could even consider pulling back to actually just go and execute that heavy weapons team as well. Flare is dropped down, or is that a Manticore strike? That's a Manticore strike in fact. That Land Raider Redeemer is getting absolutely trashed right now. At the same time, God's Hand going to be coming in for a flank, has captured mid and has captured stuff on the side as well, and that flank is going to get that Land Raider Redeemer killed. That Land Raider is even going to get Manticored for a second time as well. The P-Devs and the Devastators taking so much damage here as well, and they have to fight through some Guardsmen to get in the retreat path. Comsci is going to go down, some repairs are going to go down as well at the same time. It's not going to be enough. Stubbornness is used a rocket run as well here, going to kill some of these setup teams. The double scouts have just gone down here. This rocket run is absolutely brutal right now here. But for some reason, these Devastators actually lived, both of them, both the Plasma Devastators and the regular Devastators here. And the Guardsmen on retreat have all run away. That's a big loss though for Derwisch to actually lose that Land Raider Redeemer here. 94 VPs to 170. Blue team starting to catch up in VPs now, and the Commissars have now resurrected each other, both going to be retreating away now. And IST will need to pull back. Blue team now coming in with the larger army, but Paladin's going to get caught into mid. Terminators also coming out of base at the same time here for Rostam. Some upgrades though need to come in for both squads. In fact, some upgrades are coming in, and Manticore strike onto these Tactical Marines though. You can see bring them down to just a sergeant. The Terminators though, currently no upgrade on them just yet, but the Paladins have upgraded though. Oh, I thought I saw an upgrade coming on them. That Manticore though going to go down though. The Paladin's doing 200 heavy melee damage here, and Psycannon's going to be the upgrade here. Going to try and chase down this Manticore. The Psycannon will definitely be enough damage to chase down Manticore, but the Paladin's unable to retreat here. May have overextended here against these Plasma Guardsmen. In fact, could even lose a model here, getting the Liber Demonica upgrade, which allows them to actually put down the Holy Ground ability, or use the Holy Ground ability, which actually slows all units in the area and speeds up all friendly units. But these Plasma Guardsmen trying to do what they can. These Paladins unable to retreat, and their teleport is on cooldown. At the same time, they cannot even teleport because they don't have enough energy, so even if it was off cooldown, they don't actually have the energy for it. We're the hammer getting used to actually increase the speed of them, but it's not going to be enough. The Ogres and that Commissar are chasing down, and at 174 HP, that Plasma Devastator shot may have particularly saved them. Nemesis Vortex, so going to be destroying these double heavy weapons teams here, and the Paladins look like they will live overall. The Plasma Guardsmen trying to fight everything else. The Vindicare is a little bit exposed here, and the heavy weapons team getting extremely low. In fact, might even go down. Tactical Marines or Plasma Devastators, in fact, getting forced off. A Manticore strike might even do a bit of friendly fire damage here. These Ogres chasing them a bit far, or that was maybe a flare. No, it is a Manticore strike. And Brother Captain going to get forced off here. 79 VP, so 161 at the same time. The Force Commander going in a little bit aggressive here, but does actually take down the second Manticore, but the Paladins were not able to take down themselves. Meanwhile, Brother Captain though gained very low. I think he could have chased there. He was only on 42 HP, and the Ripper Guns on the Ogres actually do 15 DPS each, which is quite a bit. The Lord Commissar though gained a little bit low here. Do not want to fight these Terminators. Terminators with the Nemesis Force Halberds themselves doing power melee and even doing splash damage as well. And Mind Blaze getting used here. These Ogres really need to just back away here. Need to really back away. Please back away. And we'll back away. The power melee here from these Terminators is just insane here. And the teleport leap now on the Grey Knight Terminators as well. Just like Bloodlessers when you see them teleport to get in close to combat. There's not their proper teleport, although that was their proper teleport. And Ogre is going to go down here. The Lord Commissar as well, very low himself, will go down here if not careful. At the same time, Terminator is going to go in for the artillery spotters here. These artillery spotters very low here, but should be able to live overall. Meanwhile, Leman Russ going to be coming in, but Leman Russ taking a lot of damage here from these double missile launchers, but that execution are going to be doing a lot of damage. Guardsmen need to go in for the emergency repairs right now. In fact, the Tactical Marine is going to be forced up. Another orbital bombard going to be quite brutal too. Oh no, he retreated his Guardsman into the beam there. Will lose the Guardsman squad low to the end, even getting used here. Camera going everywhere, but the Guardsman down to just a couple of models once again. 79 VPs to 97 here. Finns getting a little bit close here. Derwisch down to just the double tactical Marines and Plasma Devastators. Meanwhile, Rostam, his Paladins are ready for the fight once again. IST getting absolutely destroyed there, absolutely crumpled there. And now the IST with the Acolyte leader are the ones up. The IST with the Sergeant were the ones who just went down here. The Paladins ready to come out of base. The Terminators are still ready for the fight. Brother Captain is ready for the fight. Nemesis Warding Staff here as well. Normally you don't see that with Paladins or Terminators as much, since the ability only lasts 10 seconds, which isn't too much, but it is 10 seconds of 30% damage resistance, which is quite strong, but it does only last 10 seconds, which it feels shorter when actually using the ability when compared to me saying 10 seconds. When you actually use the ability, it doesn't feel very long. But this Leman Russ with the Executioner, providing he can be kept safe, is going to be incredible against these double tactical Marines here. But the Force Commander with that Power Fist is going to use a Flesh over Steel here, going to disable that Leman Russ for 5 seconds. Meanwhile, in mid, push is going to go in here. These Maelstrom Storms are going to go down. That's because God's Hand is paying attention to the engagement happening at the VP here. 59 VPs to 96. Warding Staff used onto these Terminators here for the 30% damage resistance. The Lord Commissar is going to go down. Meanwhile, these tactical Marines getting tied up there by the Commissar. At the same time, some Terminators going to be getting called in here as well. Or is that a drop pod? It's going to be a drop pod actually. Instead, some more tactical Marines going to be coming out of base. Meanwhile, another rocket run going to go down, going to force off these Terminators. Vindicare also low. Paladin's going to be engaging in ranged combat here against the heavy weapons teams. Heavy weapons teams, if they land their shots, will do a nice bit of damage, but overall the Paladins should be able to win this engagement fairly easily here. And even a Librarian coming out here as well for Rostam. Librarian having the abilities such as Sanctuary, also the ability as well to increase damage by 20%, also having the Shrouding ability as well. Can shroud your Paladins, can shroud your Terminators, so you can actually do a sneak attack against your enemy, which will actually work out quite well given that there is no detection here for blue team. 59 VPs to 96, and another use of Sanctuary as well. It's actually going for the capture onto the VPs as well, since no one can enter this white bubble. A second Leman Rusto, this time for Jorg with an Executioner. A very nice weapon choice here against the Terminators, against the Paladins here. Going to be doing some really nice damage along the Plasma Guardsmen here. These Paladins are definitely going to go down this time. I can't imagine them being able to escape like they did earlier. They've definitely overextended and will be going down because of that. And Paladin's going to be going down here. At the same time, Last Cannon going to be coming in here for Derwisch. Meanwhile, the double missile launcher, in fact one missile launcher tactical Marine squad has actually gone down. P-Dev's going to throw in a shot there. The Fist of Baracus has also been purchased here for God's Hand, going to be so effective here, but the Leman Russ going to be focusing down, or need to focus down these tactical Marines. Instead, that Force Commander here needs to use their AoE damage, and is that an Emperor's Wrath going to go down here as well? That's going to destroy these tactical Marines here. One squad going to go down, the second squad is forced to retreat away. The Last Cannon with 4, the Emperor is getting used, but again range reduction there by the flare, but the Executioners need to now focus down that Last Cannon because the Leman Russes are getting a little bit low right now. That Devastator squad is going to go down 59 DPs to 77. No one is able to actually capture mid right now, still belonging to blue team. Meanwhile, blue team able to hold on to their natural. Terminator's going to be engaging here. This Lehman is trying to get some repairs. The second Lehman needs to be careful because that is doing some friendly fire damage. The warding stuff even getting used here, but that PDEF shot not going to hit that Lehman in particular here. But the Terminator's getting so low right now, 35 HP on this Lehman Russ here for God's Hand. It needs to be careful here. It needs to get some repairs on that Lehman. And I can see units teleporting, but I can't even tell where they're teleporting to. It's the Terminator's teleporting away here. You need to be very careful about having your Lehman parked outside of your last cannon heavy weapons team or in front of it, because they have been known to do S-friendly fire damage on the odd occasion and actually kill units. But Devastators though going to get forced off here. Blue team able to hold on to mid for now here. Meanwhile, where's the Lehman? Lehman's actually driving all the way to base there for repairs since the guardsmen are in base right now. Meanwhile, the Force Commander with the Power Fist trying to chase in. This could be Terminators now since the drop pod. No, it's going to be Paladins once again here. Another Paladin squad here for Rostam, but the Paladin squad is going to get kited, I feel like, because this Lehman is just going to carry on driving around. Meanwhile, the heavy weapons teams need to be careful. A rocket run is coming in. Paladin's actually walking into it. They're going to actually catch out the Tactical Marines that were on the field there. Tactical Marines going to go down completely. Their Paladins are going to be left to actually try and capture the center VP. 59 VPs here to 32. Predator is on the field here. But our Lord Commissar there does need to back away. Force Commander is going to go in for that Lehman Russ. Lehman Russ drove to base there for some repairs, but didn't get the repairs it actually needed, and Force Commander was able to just take it down with a single punch since it was down to just 32 HP. But there is another Lehman Russ out here for God's Hand. At the same time, Manticore Strike going to go down, but that warding staff is going to help out here, going to give those Paladins a bit of tankiness that they actually need. The warding staff does give a 30% damage reduction, although it doesn't actually say it on the staff's description itself. But red team now in a 2-to-1 cap. They are below on VPs, 50 VPs to 32. Whoever wins this next engagement potentially wins the next game. That PDEF shot, ooh, rear armor hits. That Lehman has already taken a lot of damage. Now the guardsmen are going in a little bit aggressively here. Sanctuary is getting used here to knock these guardsmen back. The Lehman rush showing rear armor is going to go down. The Predator should be able to chase it down. Will be able to get that final hit. Jorg is coming in with his own. A rocket run getting used onto the Plasma Devastators here. They're going to go down completely here. Scouts even taking a little bit of damage. In fact, the PDEF lived with 25 HP. Level 4 squad. Brother Captain warding himself here with that staff here. The Manticore in a bit of trouble here as well. Meanwhile, Terminator's going to go in for those heavy weapons teams. At the same time, Guardsmen here for Jorg going to go in for the side. Capture a 2-to-1 cap here for blue team. Commissar going to get forced off. Emperor's Wrath going to go down, but going to miss. Terminator's going to actually kill this Manticore. The power melee damage that they do is going to be enough to finish them off. Meanwhile, Lehman trying to do what he can. Emperor's Wrath actually affecting his own Commissar there on Jorg. Meanwhile, there's nothing to really fight these Terminators. Terminators will be able to take down that Manticore. At the same time, ISC trying to go in for a capture onto red team's natural mines, getting placed down. At the same time, the Force Commander onto the natural there of blue team, 39 VPs to 14. The Guardsmen able to actually hold that natural VP there of red team, but at the same time, blue team will need to go in for their own natural as well. Librarian is going to hold the force in mid there. The Force Commander though is currently full health, 1,200 health in total, 1,300 health actually in total since it's close to 1,300. But the PDEF shots though going to miss that Commissar as he engages in here. The Fist of Brock as that Predator has got a twin-linked last cannon, going to be extremely effective against vehicles as well. Meanwhile, that Lehman with the executioner not as effective against vehicles, but definitely going to be effective over that Predator. Keeps on the move, it should be able to win against that Lehman, although the Fist of Baracus though on that Lord Commissar is going to help out there with the rear arm hits. That Lord Commissar though gains so low, one more hit and he will go down. That Predator though going to be level 2 now, is going to try and get out the area down to 170 HP. Needs to keep on the move here though, gain very low, will go down. The Lehman Russ does have a small last cannon in the front which was enough to take it down. The Lord Commissar able to get the natural as well. Meanwhile, the natural of red team is only getting captured by them now, 27 VPs to 8 VPs. The heavy weapons team going to go in for a capture there. The Librarian going to get forced off here. The Lehman Russ is here as well, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-to-1 cap here soon for blue team. If red team don't shift into mid, they really need to start motoring now if they want to come back into this game. But it's a 1-0 cap right now. Red team are not going to capture that VP in time. Force Commander is going to come in, but it's not going to be in time. Blue team are going to be the ones to win this game after having such a massive VP deficit for quite a while in the game, and also even after the amount of guardsmen that have been tossed away they will be able to take the game, and I'm looking forward actually to the unit score screen at this point.